there, today we'll be talking about like terms and how to simplify expressions by combining like terms. So let's get started. A term is a number by itself or the product of a number and variable or more than one variable. So let's break down what like terms are. We will start with some examples. 5 is a term which is a number by itself and also a constant. Next we have x, which is a term and also a variable. It can be any number or value that we do not know yet. Moving further, we have 7y, which is 7 times y, is a term with a number and a variable. And finally, we have 16mn square, which means 16 times m times n times n. This term includes a number and multiple variables. Let's now look at an example of an expression with terms. We have 5x plus 3y plus 12, where 5x is a term with a number and a variable, 3y is a term with a number and a variable, and 12 is a term just with a number. These terms are grouped together and are separated by plus signs, showing that they are parts of the same expressions, but cannot be combined further because they are not like terms. We'll see how to combine like terms in a moment. To make things more clearer, let's use an example with apples. Imagine there are 3 apples in the basket. Let's represent each apple with the letter A. We could express this as A plus A plus A, but it would be much simpler to write it as 3A. When we put A plus A plus A together to get 3A, we are combining the like terms. Each term is the variable a, so we can combine them with the coefficient of 3 in this case, which tells us that how many times the variable a is repeated. Now let's move this example aside to make room for another interesting one with pumpkins. Imagine we have 3 evil pumpkins in the basket. Then we have 2 confused pumpkins and finally 1 happy pumpkin. How would we express this in terms of p, let's say? We could write 3p for evil pumpkins because there are 3 of them and they are like terms. Similarly, we could represent 2 confused pumpkins as 2p and finally 1 happy pumpkin as p. The reason we represent 1 happy pumpkin as p is that there is only one of them, so we do not need to write the coefficient. Now let's combine these terms to form a single expression. So we have 3p plus 2p plus p. Now we can combine the like terms from this expression to make it more simpler by adding the coefficients of the like terms. After combining these like terms, we get 6p. Now let's move on to more complex examples and simplify them by collecting like terms. To simplify an expression meaning nothing, but we rewrite the expression so that it contains fewer numbers, variables, and operations. Basically, you are making it look more simple. So we have an expression 7m plus 3y minus 2m plus y plus 8. In this expression, we have terms with numbers and variables. We can combine like terms to simplify this expression. So we can combine 7m and negative 2m to get 5m. Next, we can combine 3y and y to get 4y. And finally, we can combine 8, which is a constant, with other terms. Now think about, can we further simplify this expression? No, we can't because there are no more like terms to combine. Let's move on to the another example, where we have 7m squared minus 2m minus 6. In this expression, we have terms with numbers and variables. Now, although the terms in this expression might look like they can be combined, but they're not like terms. So let's break down the terms in this expression. We have 7m squared, which can be written as 7 times m times m. Then we have negative 2m, which can be written as negative 2 times m. And finally, we have negative 6, which is a constant. In order to combine like terms, the variables have to be exactly the same. So negative 2m cannot combine with 7m squared because 7m squared really means 7 times m. So the terms are not alike. Let's see one more example of an expression with terms. Now this expression has multiple terms and parentheses. Sometimes we need to use the distributive property first and then collect the like terms. If you're not sure about the distributive property, you can check out the video on the distributive property. We'll link it in the description below. Distributive property is a way to simplify an expression by distributing a number or variable to all terms inside the parentheses. So in this expression, 4x plus 3 can be simplified by distributing the 4 to both x and 3, meaning the multiplication of 4 and x and 4 and 3. After distributing 4 to x and 3, we can rewrite this expression as 3x plus 4x plus 12 minus 1. Now we can combine like terms to simplify this further. We can combine 3x and 4x to get 7x. And finally, we can combine 12 and negative 1 to get 11. So the simplified expression would be 7x plus 11. And that was all about the like terms. So I hope you now have a better understanding of like terms and how to simplify expressions by combining the like terms. So I hope you learned something new today. Keep learning and take care.